Hello, it's Anand here, and in this video I wanted to explore a little more about empathy in the workplace and where it's a one-way street for managers. I talked about this previously, or I touched on it in a previous video, which you can see up above, about empathy being a one-way street, and this can be one of the contributing factors as to why managers fail. So often, more and more managers are becoming empathetic with their employees, and when we think of empathy, it's about stepping into the shoes of the other and feeling with them, as opposed to sympathy, which is where you're going, oh dear, I am sorry, that's awful, what are you going to do about it? Empathy is about, yeah, I hear and acknowledge what it is you're going through. And managers are getting better with that, with empathy. But this report that I mentioned previously, that talked about why managers fail, it highlighted that empathy is a one-way street, or can be a one-way street. And what it looks like is whereby perhaps the team that the manager is leading believe they can do the job better. I think some of us can be really guilty of that. We think, I can definitely do better than my manager. The second being that they are not adapting to the style of the manager. Or thirdly, that they place all of the responsibility for the success of that team on the manager. In other words, it's like, well, I'm here, I'm turning up, so what more do you want? But in order for a team to do really well, whether it's in a project, tasks, a service, whatever it is, everybody has to work together. And that's why empathy is so important when it's a two-way street. It's a real challenge when I have this image of the Seven Dwarfs. You may be familiar with it from the old sort of Disney cartoon of the Seven Dwarfs, with their shovels. And they're like, hey ho, it's off to work we go. And there's a certain joy and playfulness, and they're there together singing in unity, and they're there together all collaborating to make sure that they can mine, or whatever it is they actually do. I can't remember what they worked at. But when I think of the Seven Dwarfs, and I think of, if they didn't work together, then they won't eat. And where a team doesn't work together, where the team is against the manager, or some of the team is against the manager, and there's a severe lack of empathy, that team can't work as well. That team can't achieve what it needs to achieve. It becomes split, and it gets very difficult for the manager, and this can really contribute to a lot of stress, burnout, anxiety for people, for managers. It's a real challenge, and one I hear again and again in my role as a HR professional. So how can a manager develop two-way empathy? How can they get that from their team? So a few things that they can do is they can lead by example. So by exhibiting empathy, by exhibiting professional, kind, courteous behaviour, that's one way. By being transparent, by involving the team, into the goals, by being more intentional, self-aware, all of these qualities. But then I can hear managers going, well, yes, but I have 100 million things to do. I've got to get the team here. I've got 2 weeks to get this done. I don't have time for all those nice, fine qualities. So my question then is, how do you get there? How do you get, or if you have a team member who's very hostile with you? So what I would start with is asking you as a manager to reflect on What is empathy? What is empathy for you? What does it look like? How would you like others to be empathetic with you in practice? What kind of qualities, behaviours you want to see in others towards you? What supports do you need? Who can help you? These are questions I would invite you to reflect on when maybe you're outside of work, so that when you know what empathy looks like for you and what you want, then you can ask for it. Or, if needed, you can challenge somebody directly in a calm, professional manner that you would like this kind of behaviour towards you, so that you can highlight, well, this is the behaviour I'm displaying towards you. I also want it in return. So if this is something that's resonating with you, and perhaps you'd like to do a deeper dive into understanding what is empathy for you, how can you cultivate empathy, both giving and receiving it, or even any other aspects of managing your team, managing yourself in the workplace, please feel free to book a free discovery call with me to get a sense of how you think we can work together, and to get a little bit more understanding of how coaching can help you achieve those kind of goals that you would like, and to kind of help you grow and succeed as a manager. So I look forward to hearing from you, and I've also got some other videos. They have meditative techniques that you can also apply if you need some support right now. Okay. All right. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.